What is up, legends? We are back, and we are back over here in day 3, final beta. Obviously, we just chilling here at 30. By the end of the day, I'm going to be 31 because I have 2 recharges, and then the stamina from the 2, like basically in the day, is going to probably push me over. Basically, so we are pretty much chilling. We chilling, you know, we good. So let's talk about what happens at this point, because there's a lot of confusion. Again, even though I'm doing all this, it's like weird because like you're watching me do this emotion. I still have people like, you can't do that, and I'm literally doing it. Like, so I've not spent anything. Like you see, first buy bonus is like still here. Like I'm not doing anything. You don't need to be honest. Obviously, if you do, it supports the company and everything else like this, but this final beta, I don't really care, and I'm not gonna actually do anything until the last day. I know that seems weird, but I want to support the last day because I want that rebate going into launch, so I can just kind of like come in and kind of like do whatever I want from that point, and maybe get some cool characters or something like that, because I've done free to play like every beta now, so it like at this point it's like nothing. Like I do it all free to play, just killing it. So with that said, we now have our second 6-star that we can actually make. As you guys can see, we have Leon right here, but now we can bring Tia up to that point too. So we can bring in these 4. Now, just to let you know real quick, when you make a 6-star, you get one red shadow print. So you have to come up with the other 3, which you get one actually in going through story and everything else. Once you complete story or finish story, that's like mute. That's a mute point. Most people, when you're at this point, you're going to be able to kind of like do that as long as you've been building properly. And if you're at this point, you're strong enough to finish story anyway. So I feel that that's not something you really need to be taught. So let's finish the last one. Add all. And now T is the second 6-star. Now, I want to let you guys know something, because there's a lot of things that people are like, oh my god, I'm gonna refresh and reset Leon or whoever they use to get to this point. First of all, I wouldn't do that with Leon, because you're going to need a red unit, because there is a mode in 10 levels from now. I'm at 30 right now. There is a mode you are going to need that red unit, or you just literally will not be doing that path. Now you can type in Ethernet rally in my channel, and I did a whole video on this. In fact, I'll link to that video on what happens in that video. It has 3 different paths in that video. 3 different paths in Ethernet rally. It's going to be red, blue, or green. And each one is determined by the path is determined basically by the red, blue, green. So if you have no strong red unit, your red path is going to be cooked until you make strong red unit. So there's no point in you actually resetting Leon. You might as well just build the secondary character. Granted, you saw I did that with only one 6-star. Your next 6-star doesn't have to be like with me, it's Tiamat because I wanted to be Tiamat, but it doesn't have to be that. It could be the character that you truly like. I'm not here to tell you what character you truly like. I'm not here to be like, oh, you must use this or that and a third. If you like a character, like let's say Rosa. Personally, I like Rosa, but I would not start the game with her. Because she needs a lot of help. And in the beginning of the game, it's just not worth putting yourself through that. Like, you get her later, basically. That's my opinion with that type of character. But if you got her now and you want to use her, then she would be the one to get the 6-star. You don't have to make Tia a 6-star. I happen to like the unit, so I did it. But say you're in the same boat and doing the same type of thing like me, and you like Rosa, make her the 6-star. She's the second 6-star. Now, the reason being for that, this is really good, is that now you have one red unit for that path over in Ethernet rally. You have one, and that one red unit can carry the other weaker red units, which only need to be 4-star characters. Like, they just need to be 4-star. It could be like, SSR and SR and stuff like that. You get, if you can push strong enough with a strong enough 6-star character or 5-star character, but preferably 6-star, because you can push further and get more rewards and get stuff like that, because it's kind of it's pretty much kind of a tower-like system like Ember Trek, but you're locked to certain teams. And the same thing is going to happen with Phantom Train. If you type in Phantom Train on my channel, you'll see what the Phantom Train is. It's not currently in this beta right now. I don't know why they took it out, but Phantom Train, you're locked into certain teams too, and it may be a red element week, which it was. So all you guys out there hating on Leon and being like you're gonna just reset her and go to something else, you're cooking yourself. You're gonna do nothing when you get to this mode. I'm just warning you, like, ahead of time. I'm gonna be at 40 before this beta is up, so you're gonna see exactly why it's important not to do that. And then you're gonna be basically like rushing to kind of like, oh damn, now I need, all three. You need red, green, blue to basically be useful in this mode, and there's a lot of resources in it. So I'm warning you right now what's gonna happen if you do that. And I see a lot of people saying that. I even seen guides of people saying to do that, and I'm like, holy hell. I have to pause for a second. like man, like, I warned you guys a couple of videos ago, please, like, be careful where you get information from. You will get yourself cooked and end up having to, like, you lose a day progression doing stuff like that. Just a warning. So where we're at right now, I have some characters that have the Lavender gear, the outstanding gear, as you guys can see right there. Everything is at 15 right now because you have more than enough gold as long as you are using your PvP points and doing all of your PvP, like I told you last video, and turning all of that into Ether coin. You'll be fine. You'll be able to actually do this, including when you get the outstanding and stuff like that. See, we got Tia up here. We're looking for of stats. Tia needs HP bonus. I just don't have anything else to put here, so this is crit rate for now. I might even just leave it because if you need a little bit of crit rate, just leave HP like that. That's fine. Much HP as you can get into stuff. You see, I got some speed rolls too. Because ultimately you're gonna want her to actually get some okay speed, so she's not getting outran too bad. This 147 is kind of okay. We definitely would like a little bit more, but we could take that for now. Kraken got a bunch of outstanding gear. I need more speed rolls on all this right now. I would definitely like to get more. We need one right there. We need one right here. Just need a speed roll right here. Let me show the shell. We're using Twilight Night on her. We got overclocking right here. It rolled into 15% on the attack. Crit damage, we need that to roll higher. Blade of Disorder, we need to change that out to something else. I just didn't want to waste any resources on that because I just don't have a lot of resets for this right now. We're gonna work on this for tomorrow to actually get her up to 40, so I can actually, do things with this. This defense is just fine, and the speed is fine. I'm actually gonna leave that there, to help her out with speed. We're gonna roll. Eventually, we're gonna get Black Flag for Kraken as well. Get him up in here. We have. I've just started building him. I'm not actually using him. This is like all leftover gear that I rotated down from Leon. I just rotated the gear down over to here and then brought it in, so that's why it's not that expensive. And like, looking, this is kind of like a magic trick basically, because he kind of, you're talking a lot. He's kind of getting the gear left over, so that's how he got to this point. Prowess, I tried to work out with what I got. We gonna get there with him. We gonna help him out. And then obviously, like I told you, we got Ling Lao early. Ling Lao early is big because she is a gangster of a healer. I don't even need her to get to 5-star. At 4-star, I already cleared all the content that we need to clear right now. She don't even need to be beyond this right now. That's how good she is. I'm going to do it though, because I'm not gonna leave her at 4-star, but that's how good this character is right now. So again, coming in, we got speed, bam, everything 15, do your best. You want to get HP and speed on her because you want her tanky to take hits so she can keep, rotating into the stuff that she needs. Eventually, we're going to try to get her some type of turn meter push on hers, whether it be like a healing turn meter push. There's a few of them like that. I would definitely like to get more speed rolls, but this is what rolled out first. The more important thing to do was to worry about Freya and Kraken, because they're also my PvP leads too. Okay, so again, Freya 4-star right here, coming in chilling. We do have these, which I need to figure out what I'm actually gonna do, but I'm probably just gonna finish going ahead and getting the 10 speed right here, and then finishing this, and then move to the next character, which is going to be Tia. And the reason why it's going to be Tia is because she scales off of HP, and this is the HP node right here, so that's why she's going to be the one next to do it. And then after that, I'm actually going to go to Ling Lao and deal with bringing her up, because her her healing is kind of similar to that as well. And then finally Freya, Hellkit is going to be last. Like, we ain't going to see Hellkit for a while. And then you have Dorothy, who ended up being the odd girl out in the sixth slot, basically. So let me show you something cool. Actually, let me show you her gear too. She's not that great, like the 15. She's okay with the way she is right there. We definitely would like to go into here, and I'm probably going to do that today. With the remainder of my stamina, everything else, I'm just gonna farm all of this. Matter of fact, do I even have any right now? I think I do. Hey, I do. Do that right now. I am gonna put all of it. No, there's a reason for this. Yes. And I got these two. Yes, sir. We're gonna use all those two. Now we don't have enough of this. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because of what I'm about to show you next. All right, so some people are struggling on this. So you see, I only 1 started, which is fine. This is Nightmare Tera NM. Now I am, for this one, it becomes a little bit harder. That's why I'm building up Hellkit for it. Hellkit ain't ready for all that yet. You're not ready for prime time, so we're gonna get there yet. But we'll head over to here so I can show you what I use for this. Now you don't necessarily have to use Ling Lao for this. Cool pro tip for this is that you could use Sanya in this spot, which is what I did before I had Ling Lao. And a few betas ago, I used Sanya in this spot, but same thing over, like, if you guys already know, like, how we do. So next, let's just go ahead and immediately target him. So what ends up happening is, once you get rid of this tentacle, you lock him into a cycle that he can't actually stop. He can't kill you. All right. Got the defense up. Okay, big hit on Dorothy. Don't matter, because look at that Tia shield. Get that tentacle out of here. Now he's stuck in the cycle. There's nothing he can do. Now the problem with this is what happens next. Even if I buff Dorothy for whatever reason, like, I guess I can go full HP, but the problem with Dorothy is that she scales off of attack. So that makes it problematic for her to be out here, the next one. Also makes it a little bit of a problem to actually have Tia still out here as well. So that's why I'm trying to build Hellkit and like get Tia out of here. Basically the next one. She still can work, but you know. You see that swing right there? What ends up happening in the third one is Tia dies because she's hurting herself during that. And that, like, hurts the run. You still pull one off every once in a while, but it's just best to just get her out there. Get Dinah in, Get some good gear on her, so you can actually start, you know, shredding and corroding him to the point that the fight doesn't even take as long as it's taking right now, and then he get, you know, clapped down. So if you're struggling on this, you've seen what gear that I'm using and pretty much how I took it down. Like, he was stuck in it. Once that first tentacle dies, it's over. It's over. He's just stuck in that. And though 218 ain't that bad, you know, for 2 healers and stuff like that. Now, hit the Miss Doki. I haven't even done Aurora yet. Let's not even worry about that. Nightmare 3. I know you're gonna be like, bruh. All right, so it changes up a little bit. I'm gonna do no editing. You don't need no editing. Bring in Kraken, the homie Kraken. Doki Doki is like one of the easiest bosses. I'm going to show you the key to Doki Doki outside of and again, you don't necessarily need Ling Lao. I did this with Dorothy before I had Ling Lao built, but Ling Lao just makes it easier, obviously. But if you don't have, you know, Ling Lao, you can use Dorothy. All right, so she's faster. All right, so what you naturally do, obviously you're gonna have Kraken in here because Kraken is just OP in here. What you do is you bully whoever Doki Doki targets. All right. So we're not gonna stop him. So she's gonna target the next one. So we didn't stop him. So now we target the next guy, which he happens to be already weak. And he's dead. See how that worked? So that her whole buff cycle is wasted now. Doki ain't doing jack. Now she's gonna target the next one. We bully him now. Bye. You really lived? Dog. I think they're both dead now. That's actually a good thing. I'm okay with that because now he acting advanced. That means he's gonna go into his 3. I need this one to die though. There we go. Does she stay in Dragon Mother? No, she's out of it. Same thing again. Bully him. Now she's gonna go into her taunt now. He is that ratter. Damn, leave Leon alone. Yeah, we really are bullying him. Alright, so now. Alright, so we didn't stop that. This is fine. Leon's fine because she's gonna do that. He is gonna do her shield soon. Oh, she just straight went into Dragon Mother. She ain't care about no shield. Bye, Doki. He said, nah, the hell with that shield. We need to get up out of here. That's why you want to give her a little bit of speed and give her the black flag. So she'll do stuff like that and just straight up take turns. She's gonna get 3 turns of Dragon Mother. No, 4 actually. Bro, will you leave my Yep, she got 4 turns of Dragon Mother. Because she stole a turn. You gonna freeze him? Ayy. That should be GG. He lived. See? Now, the interesting thing about this is there's a lot of moving parts that's going on right here, but like people seem to like dislike it, but using this character properly is the key to everything. Like you saw, she basically got 4 turns of Dragon Mother because she's just a little beast. So a lot of the reason why that happened is that she needs to be like around 150 on her speed, and then you need something else to actually speed her up to get those 4 turns of Dragon Mother. If you don't have that, then she won't do it. She'll probably do it like 2 to 3. But in the perfect scenario, most of the time with Black Flag, as you guys can see right here, along with this speed on it as well. Go back to it. After the owner takes the action, performs a follow-up attack, I'm dealing 120% damage, applying a 2-turn speed up to the owner Animus and increasing their turn meter by 12%. The combination of that with Kraken pushing back and taking turn meter, and then you have then you have Freya being a big cheese ball with her nightmare and her dream weave. The combination of all that type of stuff, you end up with this very funny situation where Tia is fast enough to get 4 turns basically and do them quickly with Dragon Mother, which will lead you to that situation where she will be extremely nice. Now, like I said, there's a lot of things that make that happen that you have to facilitate. What that's called is a rotation, and you need to actually have Kraken basically, or somebody push the enemy back and still turn. Like somebody has to do it, or that it won't work like that. And that's where you lead to that type of situation where Tia can actually do that. Now, Tia is not the only character that can do stuff like that. There's other characters that you can put in the exact same situation, like Rosa. Rosa can be in that exact same situation. In fact, she can be even worse. You have to set her up to be in that situation, and then if you give her the purple gear, which is the Tia, like, I'm a baddie, I'm just gonna talk forever. If you give Rosa Battle Will, or any character basically that's going to attack a lot, Battle Will, and put them in that same type of speed situation too. Now, not only are you gonna get those 2 to 3 attacks, but Battle Will may also go off. Which Battle Will, after the Animus uses an attack skill, is a 20% chance to launch a follow-up attack. Now you got that will actually go off as well. Now that's crazy. That's why I want to get Rosa, and put her in a situation like this, but not start the game with her, because you're not going to start the game like that. It just doesn't feel good. So yeah, that's where we are right now. I wanted to basically show you. So from here, we're just farming the 40, so I can open up Ethernet rally, and then I can show you from this account how that's going to actually work. I have now 10 levels that actually come around doing that. There's really nothing else to do except push it down, push across here and do this. We can like go take Whitney on and stuff like that, which I will, just not right now. Then, you know, Nico Nana, which is the red gear officially, where you can just start taking on that. And then Sharon, Shadow Flame, Hoyon, and then Go Ketsu. Then you also have the module drops, where we have to start getting down here, where officially we get into hell, where that's where the fun starts. And then you get into Cataclysm. I mean, well, it used to be called Cataclysm. It's called Inferno now. If you want to even make things even easier for yourself, what you can do with Tia is put her on speed set. I just like trying to speed tune her into a certain point and try to get the speed up to 150 without putting the speed set on, because then she's more tanky, which is good for her with like that one cycle where you see where she's basically gonna get smacked. Now, as I get stronger and get other gear basically put onto her, what's going to end up happening is that we are going to basically be able to get like a obscene amount of HP and speed on her, and then she be like still really tanky. I'm going to have her like 37k on the HP, and looking good. And I'm definitely gonna probably keep that crit there, so she eventually get that crit. So we'll get that swing where we'll eventually get like those 3 to 4 turns in a row where she's in Dragon Mother and just nuking the whole field with that crit. And then the scaling on the HP, and on top of that, remember her damage scales off of her HP. So the more and more HP that we got going on, once I start getting the shell up, and all that happened without me getting the shell going. Then we'll get Kraken up. Like I said, Kraken's probably, I know you're probably like, how is that impossible? But he's probably the most important story push character. Notice this is story, not everything else. He's definitely very good for Doki, but story push, he's probably the most important character because he literally stops everything from happening. Like you don't get to play. Only we get to play. PC don't get to play, or the AI or whatever you want to call it. They don't get to play. Right? And yeah, and then we have just basically, you know, Anisynch, and I really do need to do Phantom Theater. I'm gonna get together with some friends to do Phantom Theater, and then the Ember track, and then Cubic Game and all that type of stuff, and then, you know, hopefully we'll get to Ethernet Rally and be good. So that is all I got for you guys in this video. Be legendary. Hopefully you've been following along, and you guys will be up to where I am, because again, this is all free to play. Actually, you know what? We are not quitting. I have to show you this. I almost messed up. You guys remember where I was at yesterday? Again, 52 more summons. Actually 62. I did 10 earlier just to do them. So it was 62, but let's just say 52, whatever. And I am up to, with you know, using my currency, up to 63.10 now. That's pretty crazy. This is day 3. You know, just showing how it works. Which is why I said in the very beginning, if you are not using your max stamina refreshes, you're throwing. like people didn't want to, like, they probably just didn't understand, like, you know. And then, like, once people like come and look at the videos on my channel and see that, like, I got a whole guide series showing it, then they're like, oh damn, oh, all right, okay, Uncle Scion. Wow, I actually finally got Chiaki deck. That's crazy. Zox has been trying to get Chiaki forever, and that was my first one right there. That's a lot. There's like 300 summons before I finally got that character. That's cool though. I can make use of her later, not now though. So let's use these summons, see what happens. All right, that's purple. Dorothy the Wisher. Okay. Okay. Ooh, a Dorothy. Another one. Val, huh? Did I not have Val the whole time? Really? Ooh, that works. Sumo. Good way to end it. See what we get. Funga. Freya dude. That's interesting. I guess that's gonna be it, right? Yep. Freya dupe. Okay, so that helps all your overall stats, and, you know, useful. Very much useful. I actually don't even know what I guess I would have to get EXP. Yeah, I would have to get EXP. That's my. I have characters that I need to level. Here, that's what I'll do the rest of today is I'll expend stamina for the EXP. I was gonna do something else, but I want to get these characters to their cap. So we'll do this because these are all the this all the EXP stuff that I have. And I actually have these stages to do. So I'll just head into these stages and see what I can get. Hopefully I get 2 stars in all of them so I can just get the maximum use out of everything. We faster? We are. This is my story team, by the way. What I beat like all story content with. Like you literally never had to do anything else. I never had to change or anything. Like they just slap through everything. You can rotate. But essentially what this is right now is the Trinity that you're looking at. And I always preach this through all these games that Trinity always supersedes everything else. Tank, DPS, healer. Tank, Tia, DPS, Lian, healer, Ling Lao. Support, Kraken. You can actually change these people out, and everybody here can change. Put Hellcat and Tia spot, Rosa and Lian spot. You can put Klaus or Rosa and as support, or the kind of like the same thing. Who else would be Obel and Kraken spot? It could be Dorothy. It could be Sonya. It could be what's the other girl? The candy girl, whatever the hell her name is. The Mia or May. She can be in Ling Lao spot. But as long as you're doing that, and for the most part, you'll be fine in this game. Like you just change them out. What ends up probably getting people cooked is when they try to do weird things like 3 DPS and a healer. You're just not gonna live through that. Unless you have like optimum gear where you can just blow everything up immediately so they never hit you. But for the most part, you're probably gonna have to you're gonna probably have to manual that like all the time. Or get cooked. Okay. We'll go through it just to see. They're fine. This is gonna end up being a 1 because they're taking too long. We're 100% safe, but it's just taking too long. All right. Anyway, that's all we got for you guys in this one. Hopefully, I just want to let you like kind of like see what they do together. Again, you can change out the whole format and whichever one of the characters you want, but you know, try to keep the team type of format there. Like I knew this was gonna end up being a 1-star. But obviously as you continue to keep, you know, pushing forward and going through, you get stronger until you 3-star and then you'd be good, but you probably gonna have to keep 5 refreshes now to knock it out. It's all good though, right? Catch you later. Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I love everybody who stops by. You guys always make my day with your comments. It's always funny and whimsical and gives me a reason to keep going. So be legendary, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.